This is AP News Minute. The White House and congressional Democrats are still far apart on a coronavirus relief deal, with negotiations said to be all but over. President Trump says Democrats are, quote, holding the American people hostage, while Democratic leaders say the White House won't budge in negotiations. The U.S. military says Iran's Navy briefly seized a Liberian-flagged oil tanker in the strategic Strait of Hormuz. Video from the U.S. military Central Command shows people who are apparently Iranian special forces fast-roping from helicopters onto the ship. A Central Florida sheriff banned his deputies from wearing face masks, except in certain situations. Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods says many medical professionals support wearing face masks, but just as many disagree. And about 100 homes and buildings are under mandatory evacuation orders due to a fast-spreading wildfire north of Los Angeles. The fire was reported Wednesday afternoon and quickly burned through more than 15 square miles in the Angeles National Forest.
This is BBC World News. I'm David Eads. The headlines. Germany, France and Spain have all registered a record number of new daily coronavirus infections. The news is particularly worrying coming in the middle of August, the very peak of the European holiday season. India has overtaken Britain to become the country with the fourth highest number of deaths as a result of COVID-19, with more than 46,000 fatalities. The United States, Brazil and Mexico remain the three worst affected nations. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have been setting out their vision for the United States in their first joint appearance since he chose her as his vice presidential candidate. And a Belarusian protester has died in police custody. It's the second death since clashes erupted over the disputed presidential election. And those are the headlines.
The event is set for November 3rd of this year. That's the Tuesday after the first Monday in November, and that phrase has determined the date of elections in America since Congress passed a law about it in 1845. The tickets are now set, and by that we mean the names of the two people who will appear on each major party ballot. For the Republicans, incumbent President Donald Trump clinched his party's nomination in March. He hasn't formally been nominated yet. That's scheduled to happen later this month. But March was when President Trump had won enough delegates in the U.S. primaries and caucuses to virtually guarantee his nomination. Completing the Republican ticket is incumbent Vice President Mike Pence. He's a former governor of Indiana, and he served several terms in the U.S. House of Representatives before that. For the Democrats, former Vice President Joe Biden clinched his party's nomination in June. The process took longer because many more Democrats were in the running. Biden will also formally be nominated later this month, and this week he announced that his running mate would be U.S. Senator Kamala Harris from California. Harris is one of the candidates who competed with Biden for the Democratic presidential nomination. Her mother was from India and her father from Jamaica. Harris is the first woman of color to run for U.S. vice president for a major political party. By tradition, the candidates' nominations are made official at the Republican and Democratic national conventions. In normal times, these are major packed events with delegates attending from all over the country. But these are not normal times thanks to COVID-19, so much smaller and virtual gatherings will replace the massive party fanfare we're used to seeing.